So today, this is day one. We're going to start with emotions. Now, emotions, this is energy in action. That's what emotion means. And when you look at this, emotional health is vital. So how can you maintain a healthy emotional status? Well, for one, is it good to be calm all the time? Is it good to be aggressive all the time? No. And it's impossible because it's delusional to be always happy, always positive. And it's also delusional to be always negative, always angry. The whole world is balance. And when you look at your emotional state, we need to balance the challenges with support. And that is the key. Because you can't really control the outside influences, but you can control your perception of those influences. And if you can control your emotional state, you're going to change the chemicals your brain secretes. And because the emotions are chemicals secreted by your brain, and your brain responds effectively to those chemicals, or appropriately. So now let's say that you are in an angry, frustrated, anxiety state. Now, these states are needed to survive in our environment. And when you're in that state, adrenaline and cortisol are secreted, and your body's going to respond by elevation of heart rate, elevation of blood pressure, elevated in blood cholesterol. Also, in that excited state, blood supply to the gut shuts down. However, when you're under dopamine or serotonin influence, you have healthy blood supply to the gut, but also blood supply to the arms and legs is decreased, and then your digestive aspect and immune system is elevated. So it's impossible to be in 100% dopamine and serotonin influence, and it's impossible to be in this aggressive adrenaline and cortisol influence. So let's do this exercise. It's called neurolinguistic programming. And what it is, it involves body posture, volume, intonation, and breathing. And you got to do it 10 minutes, 3 times a day. For an example of a list, and I want you to make one, have it for yourself and think of every aspect of your life. Think of family, think of finances, think of vacations, education, home environment. Think of everything that you could have to have a complete world. And do those, they're not affirmations and they're not incantations. This is again to program the subconscious, which the subconscious doesn't have an emotional state. So if you have health challenges and you are doing body posture, volume, intonation, and breathing and saying, I am healthy, I am dynamic, I am vibrant, and you happen to be sick, throwing up, diarrhea, skin issues, depression, and anxiety, it doesn't matter. You don't have to believe it. You're reprogramming that subconscious so that those neurons in your brain can start to fire off a consistent chemical response to the environment. And people with chronic stress, chronic illness, or chronic anxiety, those neurons are wired together to create those chemicals to have your body in that angst state. So this is the most important aspect, to change your hormonal level in order to have healthy hormone responses to the environment. So write a list, and it's only going to be about 10 minutes, and you're going to do this list 3 times a day. And really, it's so true that you have to say it out loud. Body posture is valuable. Why is body posture valuable? Because you need that curve in the neck to take pressure off the brainstem, and that's where dopamine's produced. You can't be in this body posture because your body can't do that oxygen transfer. And it has to be out loud and confident with intonation so that this, again, forms those neuronal connections. And a good example, I am healthy, I am dynamic, I am vibrant, I'm connected to the healing source of energy. And this is what I say every morning. I'm telling you, I get up at 4 and I'm not that perky. I get to the car by 4:30, I'm still not that perky. And so when I get in that car and I'm driving, my neurolinguistic programming is I am healthy, I am dynamic, I am strong, I am accurate, I am brief. I am connected to the healing source of energy. God's love flows from God through me into my patients. 100% of the people I touch receive that healing energy. And then I do one on finances. And the finances is I live in a world of abundance. Money, wealth, and power flow to me from multiple streams of income. I love living in a world of abundance. I love being financially free. And then I go on teaching. I'm an internationally sought after speaker. I travel, I teach, I inspire. I'm a leader in the health renaissance. Then I start over. I'm connected to the healing source of energy, and I do this over and over again. So what does that do? That reforms those neuronal connections so that my brain is going to secrete the emotional state. If you master your emotional states, you're going to master the chemicals your brain secretes, and you radically alter your physiology, radically alter it. 10 minutes, 3 times a day. This is day 1. Let me tell you, if you can master your emotional states, you master your health, you also master your life because you're changing your perception. Enjoy day 1. This is going to be a fun challenge.